So, today has been one of the weirdest days of my life. Some context is needed. Me and the wife have been together for almost 11 years. We've become fully formed adults together, and she is the most important person in my life. Me, on the other hand, I haven't been that great to her. Almost 7 years ago, we stopped having sex during a period in which both of our libidos were very low. She was going through some health issues, and we both gained a lot of weight. Aside from that, over the course of those years, she has been climbing the career ladder and practically supports the entire house right now. We live in a big apartment in a high-end part of town. In the meantime, I'm working a low-paying job, but enough to help a bit around the house. Suffice to say, money, per se, has never been an issue for us. She was always very supportive, especially now that she makes 6x what I make. She never rubbed on my face or anything like that. The thing is, I've gotten comfortable. I have to admit, not having to deal with the fear of underperforming sexually, I just chose to live life sexless with her. She mentioned a few times that I might have come back into the mood for sex, but I kind of brushed it aside. Recently, she had a stomach reduction surgery, and now she looks even more freaking gorgeous. I also changed my lifestyle and look not too shabby. Well, straight to the matter at hand, every month she has to travel to the other side of the country where her company is located. She stays there for a week. Last time, 2 weeks ago, when I picked her up from the airport, I noticed she was a bit different, but thinking she was dealing with a lot of pressure at the job, I let it go. Last week, after years, she initiated some sexual contact, and after being a bit uncomfortable, I gave in and we had sex. It was great, and we both mentioned how it lifted a weight off of our backs. That being said, she still seemed a bit strange as the days passed by. 2 days ago, I've stopped and asked her what was going on, for real. She said she was feeling good about us. That she loved me but needed a couple of weeks to figure out what she wanted. Well, obviously I took it as a marriage on life support situation. But given that she mentioned how she was a bit tired of always doing what other people wanted, I tried my best to push down my anxiety and weight. Last night we went to a hotel and had sex all night. It was great and we were both happy with it. This morning, though, things happened. And see, I'm not using any negative adjectives because I still don't know if it's negative. After she went to the gym, I was overcome by an asshole feeling and checked her messages. I saw some insinuating texts and called her over to come and talk. I have to admit, as the elevator indicator went from 14 all the way to 0 and back to 8, I thought of every degrading thing I would tell her. When she got home, no urge to burst out at all. I just asked her to sit down, explained what I did, and said I just wanted to understand. She said she had been feeling undesired, and during her last trip, in a moment of rush, she kissed a guy. She mentioned she was ashamed, and even more ashamed of the continuing conversation, made sure she knew it was her choice to cheat, but explained everything leading up to that. And I understood. I love that woman, and I believe she loves me. There would be no reason to say the things she said to me if she didn't. She could just as easily kick me out, given that I don't make a lot of difference around the house, at least financially. And it's not like my presence has even been psychologically comforting for her in the last couple months either. She acknowledged the step forward that was us starting to have sex again, but mentioned I needed to be a better person for myself. Take better care of me, check my testosterone levels, try and go out with my friends more, which I've almost fully lost track of in the last few years. Because of that, she proposed we spend the next month apart, little to no contact, so we can feel happier about ourselves. And we established some ground rules that if in an opportunity someone had a shot with a person, they could take it, kind of like to enjoy themselves a bit. No string attached. In February, she would come back, and given that I was able to leave that stupor, put myself back together and act more man of the house, not in a money sense, but in a perspective and responsibility one, we would pick up from there, and she encouraged me to help her be better as well. I accepted it, knowing full well that if she wanted me gone from her life, she would just kick me out of the apartment. But she's going to be the one spending some time in a neighboring city. I took it as a second chance. I've only mentioned to her that, even though I got where she was coming from, the worst past wasn't even the kissing, but the texting. I said that hurt me, and she said she would cut us off. The feeling throughout the conversation wasn't great, but it wasn't as catastrophic as I imagined it would be. We were very optimistic about it. The reason I'm asking for advice is, I know that if I tell this story to any of my friends, they would just say, dump that bitch, but I don't want. There was so much mutual respect in the midst of all this mutual disrespect that I really feel we can see ourselves in a better place after this vacation from each other. I wonder if I should listen to my heart or those black and white voices that say cheating is inexcusable. Oh, and yeah, I know I've been a sexless man, baby. Me goal is to work on those issues, and that, aside from the kissing, I am in the wrong in a lot of points. Well, doctors and therapist appointments have already been scheduled, and I want to start this improvement that I also feel necessary. ASAP.